that will be our first live game for the season. We'll go and travel to Kristianstad later in this coming episodes. There I and a friend of mine will follow the beginning for a new club in Kristianstad. But that will be coming to a later video. But we'll see us later here tonight for the big derby game. For the big game that we are waiting for a long time. So, how will it be? We'll see tonight. This is HIF stadium for Hässleholm, where I have moved for to the latest. I live in Lund, of course, but nowadays I live here at Hässleholm. Here will be the big game for the season that we will be opening for the Hässleholm vs Kristianstad. I hope it will be a great game that we missed out at Lund, but here will be a bigger fighter game. Hopefully it will be one of the best Swedish Cup games. So see you in this right now. 7 minutes to the game start, and I think it will be a really good game. I think it will be a win for Hässleholm, 2-1 win, as I hope, but I'm still really neutral between these two teams, as Hässleholm is not my right home, but I hope that Hässleholm wins. I think it will be a good game. So see you there when we are. Finally inside the stadium right now for today's game between the two big teams in the northwest of the southern Sweden. My first game ever to reach in here.
Vi hälsar publiken välkomna till strålande sommarkväll. Sommar, men och efter ledningen den 70:e minuten, målskytt nummer 10 Bojan Brekchepi och passade i nummer 9.
We are back home again after the game, and what did I think about the game? I thought we played well. Hässleholm played well in the 1-0 win, and I will give some points to the players that I thought was pretty bad, or some of them that was pretty good in the game. And for the scorer, Willard, the British scorer from Southampton, he was not the really good player of the game. He even if he scored a goal, and it was his 4th goal for the season, I felt Willard was not really much in the attacking points of the game. But when he was in the right position, he scored, but nothing more. He was pretty invisible in the game, so I think that that was a big point for just Hässleholm, that they had that kind of problem. Otherwise, on the other side, I think Maximilian was the best one. The winger, we saw him made some tricks in the videos, and for me he was the best side for Kristianstad, or KFC if I joke around a bit. And for me he was the best player. At some points of the game he was more selfish. I didn't film that, but he was really selfish in some points. But I felt that Maximilian was one of the best players on the Kristianstad side. And in Hässleholm, the best one was the goalkeeper that made excellent saves. Excellent saves. It could stand between 3-1 to Kristianstad if not the goalkeeper was in his prime that showed in yesterday's game when this is filmed. And such a great goalkeeper. I hope some big clubs come after him later, as he really do deserve that. And the last player to give my good points to is the left wing back from Hässleholm as well. Without him, Hässleholm would probably have had lost yesterday. And those are the three players the four players it will be if I count with the Kristianstad player gets the good points from the game. And for the worst was Aganovic, the left back at Kristianstad. He had some good attacks and uplifting attacks from him, but they were still not good enough. He pointed on players that they should do better, and himself doing it not better enough. Gives me those bad points for the left back at Kristianstad. He had some good parts in the game, but not good enough, and yelling at others for not doing good enough when he not doing it good enough either gives me to that a bit of karma situation for him. Not the best player of the game. And then we have Kimi, the central midfielder of the Kristianstad. He was good, but his tackles was extremely hard to watch. Extremely hard to watch. They were hard battling. It was like that old Premier League style of central midfield experience, and it was really hard to watch them. But he's a good central midfielder. I see potential in him, but some of the tackles those was hard to watch, really hard to watch. But how would I say of the analysis of the game in my last part is that I think that the game was really open for both of the teams. Hässleholm was a bit like the Manchester United, the most defensive part, as Kristianstad wanted always forward, as Hässleholm with the five-man defensive tried to decrease the attacks from Kristianstad, and that is why I think Hässleholm won to the end. But it was not really a fun game. It was really rough and tough at the same time. I liked that it was very much a lot of attacks in the game, but the teams was a bit felt almost like they felt on each other. They really not really not improve their attacks, or it was like the teams wanted to know each other more, and that was a bit of the boring part of the game, and that is why I think the picture of the game was not so improvising as I thought it would be. But I hope if to play again it will be more open. I hope you enjoyed this. This is my first show from the live games. There will be coming more parts now, as I still fight with my health issues. But I will be working with some of my friends in these areas of Hässleholm, Kristianstad and Lund and Malmö. It will be shows like this. We will travel to live games, talk with managers, talk with players. We will doing like these reactions to some games and making some big improvements on the series. And we will also make it in Spain as well. Hopefully watching on some lower division Spanish teams or something like that, and see what we can develop for you, the watchers, to see what we are doing. We want it to be a more respected Europe when in football. I have seen in the latest years that the football have been more disrespectful at the other people's, and we want to make it better in the football community. So I hope you enjoyed today and enjoyed this show. See you in the next one when we're traveling to Lund.